Well, let's get started. Boženka, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I am excellent. This is Justin Kain, and welcome to the Over the Rainbow Enterprises team. If you're watching this video, you are a new IMA, and we are so glad that you're on the team. And we've got a quick start video for you today. We're going to go through the back office and the lead system that we have with Over the Rainbow to get you up and running very, very quickly. And obviously there are a lot of supporting techniques and there are a lot of support webinars with the education that we have, but this is the first one to get you started really quickly. So if you've already signed your IMA agreement, which you should have, and printed off 2 copies of that, you're probably watching this in your first 7 days, or what we call the 7-day right of rescission, and you're going to be able to log into your back office. So I want to show you what our back office looks like, just so you can kind of get an idea of this. And Boženka, be sure to jump in with any ideas. I think probably I missed something already about them texting. So can you go over their actual first step, which would be to text 2 different numbers over to Scott?
Yes, the first 2 things that every IMA should do is to text a word TAMROWE, that's TAMROWE to 41411, and then another word they need to text to is movement, and this also needs to be texted to 41411. This is to get started, to get reminders about morning training. Every information that Scott sends out to his team is going to be coming through that system, and movement will get you informed what's going on in the nation, who's doing what kind of things they are achieving. So this is the start.
Excellent. So that's 2 words, 2 separate words in 2 separate texts. So the first one is TAMROWE, TEAMROWE, as in the Scott Rowe or Scott and Nancy Rowe team, which we are a part of. Over the Rainbow Enterprises is a part of Team Rowe, and I get his texts every morning, and I've been literally with him on a weekly basis since June of 2007. Actually, I think it was maybe July of 2007 when we moved into his new office down there in Downers Grove, and just great mentor. And the second one is movement, MOVEMENT. So stop right now, text. It takes 30 seconds. You'll get a response right back, and that text will come out every day at 8 and then every day at 9, Monday through Thursday. And then there'll be some other webinars and things that will come out via email, but that is going to be your best way to keep in touch with the extensive amount of training that we have going on and that Scott provides on a daily basis. And it's really amazing to have the training, because if you enroll in other programs, you might get a 3-day boot camp or whatever, and you don't get ongoing support, which we do provide. So we're here. We just logged in to our back office, and so obviously it says welcome Justin Kain. So it'll say whoever you are, and I just want to take you through a couple of these items here. And actually, it might be better for Boženka to take you through this because she is really good at this. So Boženka, what if I pass the controls over to you? And if you haven't done this and you're watching this video, we will do this a lot. So here's how it looks. I'm making Boženka the presenter, and she'll be able to walk you through this. So here we go.
Okay, let me, I wasn't prepared, so I have to open the back office right here. Let me go here. You should have told me that I'll be the presenter, so I would be in it.
Sometimes I do that. I just throw the ball to you and see what you do.
Okay, so I'm in Justin's back office, because I use his back office to process everything. Now, the first thing that you need to do is get familiar with the calendar. And the calendar is a little blue rectangle. It's either here, usually it's here in the middle, but here in the middle now is the most important message that corporate office wants to communicate to us. So the calendar moved over here, so you can either click on this little rectangle, or you can get it from communication and then calendar event. So either where you click, you are going to get here. And this is the calendar for Illinois. Whatever's going on.
How did it pull up Illinois?
Well, yeah, Illinois it pulls up the state that you're in. Let's put it that way. So I'm in Illinois, I'm in Chicago, so I get the Illinois event. And
okay.
If someone is in California, the California calendar will pop up.
So how do I know? Let's say I'm in Florida. How do I get to Florida's calendar?
Okay, you can click on pick a state, and then you have a drop-down menu where you can pick Florida.
Well, that was easy. I wish I had an easy button. I would just click. That was easy.
Okay, so let me go back to Illinois, because this is where I'm from and I'm the most familiar with, and there's a lot of things to be explained. So if for some reason you are not in Illinois, you can create an office there, or help us create an office there, and this will be on your calendar. So what we have going on in Chicago area is our weekly Thursday meetings in Downers Grove, and we have follow-ups on Mondays and Fridays.
Is English your first language?
No.
I always imagined that I was trying to do this and communicate in Polish, and it would be pretty funny to hear me do it in Polish. Anyway, so I just wanted to point that out to people, that you are speaking a second language, so that makes you pretty much smarter than all the rest of us, because you know at least two.
All right. Thank you for that, Justin. I really appreciate that. So, coming back to the events that we have in Illinois, besides the Thursday meetings and follow-ups, we have, this was our Super Saturday, which was a marketing training. Let me click on one of those so you can see how it looks like once you click on the event. Let's go to the one that's coming up this Thursday. That's a Thursday meeting. So if you are registering yourself, you just simply click on Add Myself to Cart.
Why don't you add myself to the cart and see what happens?
That's what happens. Justin Kain is added to a pending registration. Now, if you want to complete the registration, because this is not completed until you click Complete Registration. So now you get the message, registration successful, and you can see registered people, Justin Kain. So whoever else you're going to register, it's going to show right up here. And new guest, if you click on new guest, you get to enter someone that has never been in our system. If you are adding someone that has previously attended one of our events, you just simply click on existing guest, and you can start typing in, put John, for example. It will pull, the drop-down menu will show everyone that has John in either your first or last name, and then you just pick whichever one you want, add to cart, and don't forget, complete registration will complete the registration. Okay, so this is a case for every single one of those events. This is the way you add people to it. So I'm not going to go through the rest of them. You can just kind of play with that. Now, for the team role, we have a special place to go to book our 15-minute webinars. Most of you have been through the 15-minute webinar.
Whoa. So why did we just click on North Carolina?
Well, that's where I'm going to. It's hiding in North Carolina. So if you pick a state, if you go to pick a state and choose North Carolina, this is where the secret Team Row staff is hiding. So you're part of Team Row, and you're going to get the access to it. So everything that we have going on in our team, the 15 minutes, the introductory webinars that are online, everything is in here. So we have a follow-up for the people that are not close to the office on Monday at 7 p.m. We have one on Friday at 10 a.m. And then the rest of it is the 50 minutes. And now we have a new thing that just started a couple weeks, actually started around Christmas, that we are simulcasting our Thursday meeting is our Zoom over the internet. So people that are not close to an office, they have a choice of getting either on the webinar at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, or they can be watching on live on Thursday at 7 p.m. So this is another cool feature that's added. So this is as much as I have to say about the calendar events in the back office. Do you want to add anything, Justin?
I just want to add that this is so important because this is how you're going to register any individual. And by individual, I mean any of the people that we're going to talk about in the coming up section, as far as people that are leads, that are interested in learning about real estate or interested in learning about marketing. This is the system that we use in order to keep track of where those people came from and which events they're going to. And there's a lot of different protections built in here. I'll just go over a couple of them. If you register someone here in the back office for a briefing, that person or that person's email and information is protected and assigned to you specifically until that meeting. Now, if they show up and they come and they attend the meeting or they attend the online briefing, then they are protected to you for the next 90 days. 90 days. And that's really cool because that gives you enough time to follow up with them, to make sure that they've gotten all their questions answered, all their concerns addressed, every one of their objections or requests for more information. We can meet those and then give them a chance to make a decision and move forward with our program and take the next step. Now, let's say that they don't attend the event. Well, then you've got to follow up with them and find out what happened, whether there was something that happened in their life or whether it's something that they're just not interested in anymore or whatever event happened, and then book them for the next event. And that's why this calendar is so important, and the system is so important to just recognize that it's not a random thing that happens, where people are going. It's very well thought out and very well put together. So let me take the controls back here, Boženka. Thank you for that. I'm just going to real quickly cover one or two other things that you probably will be interested in. The first is we have our information right here. There's a lot of information that goes out from Renatus that is right here in your back office. There'll be a communications tab, and these are the emails that you're going to receive from the corporate office. So the communications tab is corporate documents, advertising materials. We're going to do another webinar that'll be a little bit longer where we'll delve into each one of these and go through it in specific. Then there is the people tab where you'll manage your guests, manage your organization. So if I click on this, it'll pull up here our organization, and obviously there's lists of IMAs, and there's lists of essentials and AIT orders, and then so this gives you all of the different people that have signed up over the past month here. And then we've got our training, webinar recordings. The national conference is completely recorded, so there's so much support here. And then the two things that I wanted, actually there's three things that I want to really focus on. There's the support site. This is a very important support site that has screen sharing, and it has different knowledge-based articles on here. And it's just essentially what would happen if every time a problem comes up, we are able to capture that problem or to fix it or to capture the challenge and show you exactly how to fix that so that you can get the information, whether or not myself or Boženka is available. And we're going to make ourselves available as much as possible. But we can't be available 24/7. So that's why we've put this together. And it's really, really awesome that Renatus has put that together. So there you go. That's the support site. Obviously, you're going to access your essentials and your college education through this tab. Your account, all of your information is going to be managed through here. So we highly recommend that you make sure that you have gotten all of this information correct, that you've changed your EIN number if you're going to be wanting to get paid as a company rather than an individual. You change that. You can get text messages here. You have personalized order forms here. A lot of this stuff we really want you to delve into, but it's it can be a little bit overwhelming for right now. I want to just show you where the commissions are. So here we go. If you click on commissions, you'll be able to see here that at the moment I don't think we have any commissions pending, but over the next couple of weeks there will be several $1,000s worth of commissions coming in, and this is how we manage our certification and commission process. And then if you look over here on the right hand side, if you ever have any questions, you can literally click the chat now button and you will have a live person to talk to. And I think that's available about 10 to 12 hours a day, Monday through Friday, sometimes on Saturdays. And obviously if you have a concern or if you have something that you think needs to be reported, then definitely click the chat now button and just go through that, and they'll be able to help you out there. So in interest of time, actually I have another call coming in, but in interest of time, let's move right to our lead spreadsheet. So what we've done so far is covered the back office, and what we're going to do now is show you how our system, the Over the Rainbow system, how it manages the interest level of new people that we're introducing to this program. And
let me stop you for 1 second, Justin. I just wanted to mention that we do have a thorough back office training with Nancy, and that happens on Tuesdays. If you received the link in email that I have sent you, the moving forward email, and the link was in there. Let me just remind that this webinar takes place on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Central Time. So make sure you get on that one to get the backup information how the back office works.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is a chance to really ask any questions that you have on Tuesday nights. And Nancy is probably the best, the most well versed in the back office of anyone in our team. And so she does this training. She does it once a week. And so any of the specific details that you might want to know will be covered in that. And it's a really great training. So for beginners and people who want to learn about the back office. All right. And Boženka, thank you for interrupting me. Sometimes I get going and it's hard to interrupt me. But let's jump here to the lead spreadsheet. Now we are moving to a new system called Renatus Pro, and we're constantly updating our systems. So I don't want you to get attached to this system. What I want you to get attached to is the concepts that we're going to teach. Right here, I'm going to teach you a little bit about lead management and information management. When I was a band teacher, I would have to take 300 to 500 fifth graders and turn them into 3 different bands in 3 different schools in about a month. And that means I had to test every one of them. I had to, put them through an orientation. I had to find out who was interested, who wasn't, and, assign them to an instrument, get their parents to buy the instrument or rent the instrument. I mean, it was a tall order for somebody who was 23. Actually, I think I started when I was 22. So managing large amounts of people and their expectations is something that I've been doing for a while. I never really equated 5th grade band teaching to sales until I found out that sales and marketing and advertising is really exactly like 5th grade band teaching, because we have to find out who's interested and who's not, and then get the people who are interested information so that they can make a decision and bam, move forward. So let's look at this. There are 8 steps to success in our program. And you're going to take these 8 steps and just work through them. And
it looks like we have 13 steps on the list.
Holy smokes, we've expanded this. It used to be 8, but we expanded it out a little bit. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover these, and then I'm going to show you that we're constantly making the list more refined and defined. So a new person responds to one of your Craigslist ads. That is a new responded lead. And that person would go into our list and they would become a number 1. So they received an initial email on one of these days. And then if they emailed or received anything back, then they would be booked into myrenatus.com CAMS system. So let's go over here and look at the myrenatus.com CAMS system. They say, I want to go to the event that you talked about. So we're on the calendar of events. We're going to go to North Carolina. And correct me if I'm wrong here, Boženka, because sometimes I might be.
Okay, no, so far so good.
Okay, so we're going to go to North Carolina, and we're going to say, okay, fine. It's Monday. They would like to come to the 15-minute overview briefing at 12 Central Time. So we've got 2 people scheduled for that, and let's say that we're entering a new guest. We would enter their name, John Doe, and their phone number, 815-223-7654, their email, john@johndoe.com, and then we click Add New Guest to Cart. And then we click Complete Registration, and that would mean that they have moved from step number 1 to step number 2. Now, remember, this is a system of moving someone through the process, moving someone through and getting them the information that they need. So it's very, very similar to what we do on a daily basis in South Bend or Danville, Illinois, where we have people that are calling for our rental properties. And literally, we have to place in South Bend about 30 to 40 tenants every single month. And that means that we've got to have advertising out there. We have people that are calling in and getting more information. There's a whole entire website and YouTube videos that get them the information. But essentially, they can't move forward until they fill out the application. So the application filling out the application would be like attending the 15-minute overview, which once someone has attended the 15-minute overview, they get moved in our spreadsheet to a number 3. Well, how are we going to find out if they've attended the 15-minute overview? Well, we have to call them, or they are listed in the back office. And I believe there's a special system for finding out whether or not they've attended the back office. Boženka, can you cover that for a real quick minute?
Yes, there are Google Docs that Scott has created for his team. So besides using your own spreadsheet that we're covering right now, you are also transferring the booked people for a certain webinar to those Google Sheets. So Scott knows how many people are booked and who is booked. So you just pretty much are transferring their name, phone number. And there is also a folder where there's a person called Donna Lee who checks everybody in for you, meaning if you book them on the 15-minute webinar in your calendar in North Carolina, the Donna Lee sees it and she checks that person in because she can see who's attending the 15-minute, and she's the one checking them in, so they're protected for the 90 days that Justin has mentioned. So once you transfer people there's a folder where all the people are listed as attended. So if you get a text saying that a certain person attended the 15-minute, you can always get it from there. And this, the Google Docs will be covered in a second video that we are creating with Justin.
Absolutely. Actually, it'll probably be the third video because what we're doing right now, we're going to have to end and wrap up. But you've gotten the first 3 steps for putting people into myrenatus.com and then finding out if they've attended the 15-minute overview. If somebody has the time to look at a 15-minute presentation of what we're doing, then they are going to know a lot better whether they're interested or not. And this is a way that we really honor their time and also our time. If somebody looks at 15 minutes worth of information and says, you know what, I don't think this is going to be for me, then probably it's not going to be for them. And that's totally fine. If somebody does and says, wow, I want to get wealthy on real estate, I want to have a plan, I want to be able to invest in short-term real estate, I want to roll those profits into long-term real estate, I want to have a business that can pay me hundreds of thousands of dollars a year from marketing and advertising of this education, well then this is a great opportunity for you. So on the next video, we're going to start with how to review the number of prospects that were booked to the introduction meeting, what that means, how to follow up with somebody, and then how to go through the one-on-one needs analysis, the comp plan, three-way calls. What do all of those mean, and how do they take somebody from just being interested to being committed to this program and taking the next step? So with that said, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I know we're getting a little bit past 15 minutes, but I wanted to make sure that we got you enough information to really get started. If you have questions, you need to email either myself or Boženka, and it's real easy. Boženka, Bozenka, at justinkain.com, justinkain.com, and mine is justin at justinkain.com. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining the team, and we hope to hear from you soon, and watch as you create success. Thanks, everybody.